Welcome back to Kdramas Decoded, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of your favorite K-drama. Episode 5 of My Boss takes the relationship between Darium and her boss to a completely new level, especially after he finally makes it clear that the woman he is interested in is actually her. The episode begins with Darium discussing the meaning behind a very specific gift. Someone has given a woman a bottle of wine while saying that they put their feelings into it, and to make things even more obvious, the wine is supposedly one that helps make love come true. Darium immediately learns that a gift like that usually means much more than simple friendship. It is basically a romantic confession without actually saying the words. At the same time, her boss has been acting strangely around her. He tells Darium that he will be away on a business trip for a few days and asks if he can see her before he leaves. When he offers to take her home, Darium notices that his face is unusually red and that he is behaving differently. He suddenly cancels the offer and tells her to leave, leaving her completely confused. Things become even more obvious when people around him start noticing how he reacts to Darium. His friends tease him about the fact that she came to his home to help him with work, and they immediately assume that there is something romantic going on. They remind him that Darium bought him something while saying that it represented her feelings, gives him secret little words of encouragement, gets physically close to him, and seems to smile differently whenever she sees him. Eventually, they tell him that this isn't just a crush anymore. It's love. The word clearly catches him off guard, because he suddenly starts wondering whether he is actually in love with Darium. Meanwhile, Darium continues to be supportive of him. She sends him a message wishing him a safe trip and tells him that she will be cheering him on from afar. At work, however, her boss suddenly reminds her that they need to maintain boundaries. He points out that he is the CEO and she is his employee, essentially telling her that they need to separate their personal feelings from their professional relationship. The episode then shifts to the company's major K-Wave project. The company has entered a competition organized around promoting Korean culture, and Darium's idea is selected. Her proposal is based on traditional Korean patchwork wrapping cloth, reimagined as a modern fashion item. She plans to collaborate with a traditional fabric shop that has been operating for generations, hoping to combine Korean heritage with something that international customers can appreciate. Everyone is impressed by her idea, and Darium is thrilled that something she created herself is finally being recognized. Unfortunately, their excitement doesn't last long. On the very day they are supposed to finalize the collaboration, the traditional workshop suddenly cancels. Another company, SE, has approached them with an almost identical proposal and managed to get there first. This is extremely suspicious because Darium's company had already discussed the concept with the workshop. The team begins to suspect that someone inside their company may be leaking information to SE. Their CEO, however, refuses to immediately accuse anyone. He believes they should focus on winning the competition instead of turning against their own employees. With only 10 days left before the deadline, the team desperately searches for another traditional Korean craft that they can use. Eventually, they discover a beautiful traditional knotting technique through a keyring that Darium's mother gave her. The design is so impressive that the CEO immediately wants to contact the artisan who created it. Unfortunately, the artisan is extremely difficult to reach. The CEO decides that he and Darium will secretly travel to her hometown to find the artisan before SE can discover the opportunity and steal another idea. This trip gives Darium and her boss a chance to spend much more time together outside the office. While traveling through her old neighborhood, Darium shows him the places she grew up around. She even takes him to her old school, where people immediately notice how handsome he is and assume that he must be some kind of celebrity. The conversation becomes more personal when her boss asks what Darium was like as a student. He expects her to say that she was always outgoing and popular, but Darium reveals that she was actually bullied and spent many lunch periods sitting alone. Because she knows what loneliness feels like, she says that she naturally notices people who seem to be going through the same thing. Her boss understands her better after hearing this. Darium also reveals that she managed to overcome those difficult years because of someone who supported her. Her first love, She explains that watching this person work hard motivated her to work harder too, and she still considers him an incredibly important person in her life. Her boss is clearly interested in this mysterious first love, but Darium doesn't tell him who it is. The two eventually find the traditional knot artisan, but things don't go smoothly. The artisan immediately rejects their proposal because she doesn't want her traditional craft to become something mass-produced in a factory. Instead of giving up, Darium and her boss stay and help the family with their work, even joining them while they prepare kimchi. The normally serious CEO ends up wearing rubber gloves and struggling through the work alongside Darium, creating several funny moments between them. Darium's mother also arrives and discovers that her daughter has brought her CEO all the way from Seoul. She is immediately impressed by him and starts treating him almost like a potential son-in-law. She also learns that Darium actually left the large company she had been working for. Darium admits that she had been afraid to tell her mother because her mother was proud that she worked for such a big company. But her mother isn't disappointed at all. Instead, she tells Darium that she only cares about whether her daughter is happy. Darium explains that although her current company is smaller, she finally feels useful there. Her ideas are listened to, her voice matters, and she feels genuinely happy doing her work. Her mother accepts that completely. The CEO also tells Darium's mother that her daughter is already an excellent employee. He praises her sincerity, hard work, and warm personality, making it obvious that he genuinely admires her. Her mother then starts asking the CEO the dangerous questions every mother asks when she suspects romance. Is he single? What is his ideal type? And most importantly, does he know any good men at the company who might be interested in Darium? The CEO initially tries to avoid answering. But when Darium's mother keeps pushing, he finally shocks everyone by saying that the man her daughter likes is actually him. Darium is absolutely mortified. Later, after Darium's mother leaves, she and the CEO continue working with the traditional artisan. The artisan student explains that traditional knot-making is incredibly difficult and time-consuming, and that she is one of the last people still carrying on the craft. She wants to preserve the tradition, but she believes that refusing to modernize it could eventually cause it to disappear completely. Her teacher strongly disagrees, believing that mass production would destroy the meaning behind the craft. The disagreement becomes emotional, but Darium understands both sides. She simply wants people to know that traditional knotting still exists and deserves to survive. While working together, Darium's relationship with her boss becomes noticeably warmer. He helps her when she struggles with the knotting technique, pays attention to small details, and even shares food with her. Darium starts wondering why he suddenly seems so kind to her. That night, the two take a walk together. The conversation becomes much more personal when her boss brings up something Darium once told him, that she joined his company because there was someone she desperately wanted to meet. He finally asks the question directly. Is that person him? Darium is stunned. She realizes that his previous insistence on keeping their relationship strictly professional may have been because he thought she had feelings for him. But instead of admitting the truth, Darium explains that she knows they cannot be together because she believes he already likes someone else. And then comes the misunderstanding. Darium tells him that she knows he has liked the company's director for a very long time. Her boss is completely shocked. He realizes that Darium has misunderstood his feelings this entire time. He quickly tells her that he does not like that man. Darium is stunned. Then he reveals the real truth. There is another woman he is interested in. And that woman is Darium. Darium can barely process what she has just heard. The episode ends with her desperately trying to figure out who this mysterious woman could be, while the audience already knows the answer. Her boss continues showing his feelings through his actions, telling her to ride in his car, wanting to stay by her side, and becoming visibly protective whenever another man is involved. And in the final moments, he tells her that she doesn't have to pretend everything is okay around him. For the first time, Darium is beginning to realize that the man she has been secretly misunderstanding may have actually been falling for her all along. Episode 5 therefore ends with the biggest romantic development so far. The boss finally admits that he has a woman he is interested in, and that woman is Darium. Their workplace relationship is becoming increasingly difficult to separate from their growing feelings, and with the two now spending more time together, their romance is clearly about to move into a completely different stage.